Hello, my friends. How are you doing? There we go. Let's maybe for now. Oh no, I have to keep it on because I have to read the comments. The messages. Let me see. Where are the? Wow, it's a lot of people today. That's awesome. Let's click here on this button also. And then let me pop out the chat real quick. There we go. Okay, cool. So I can say hello to some people here. Hi, Mark. Hi, Funky. Hi, Eric. Hi, at HS. Hi, Tiberius. Hi, Tim. Something. Hi, how are you doing? Who else? Arabic Network. Interesting. Okay. Hi, Caleb. I should look at the camera when I say hi. I'm reading all the names here from the chat. Sorry. Who else is here? Ryan. Hi, Funky. Frank. Harry. Marcina. Hi, how are you doing? Yeah, right where you're from. That would be also always good. I should read that. In the past, I read that. Yeah, so Arabic Network is from Morocco. Marcina is from Poland. So that's awesome. Tim is from Germany. Ian is from the UK. Wow, so awesome. Hi, Isabella. Hi, code 514. Okay. Hi, Mark. Hi, Tyler. Roland. Pilot. Okay, awesome. Pon. Hi, how are you doing? So, yeah, live stream going on. And Woodland is from Texas. Hi. Code 514 is from Ohio. Tiberius is where? Yes, not for a while. Oh, okay, cool. Very good. Hi, Harbor is from Czech Republic. Hi, how are you doing? Yeah, so big news as you've seen in my video from today. There seems to be, let me switch over here. Boom, there we go. Okay, there's a lawsuit apparently against Stable Diffusion and Midjourney and DeviantArt for some reason. If this is real, I'm kind of like getting a little bit of like, are they maybe trolling us or something with that? And this isn't actually a lawsuit. I'm not quite sure because they call it a collage tool here, which is not. Photoshop is a collage tool. But yeah, Also, you know, one thing, I thought about this a little bit more, and one thing that I find very surprising about this is the plaintiffs here, the people who are suing. Why isn't there any of the famous names in here? I mean, anybody can sue, of course. I'm not saying they shouldn't sue. Why isn't there Art Sherm part of this, or why isn't Greg Rutkowski part of this? Because I can't really remember these names being used in prompts a lot. Maybe they are. I don't know. I certainly didn't use those names a lot. Of course, you don't have to be like named in prompts to be a plaintiff for this lawsuit, but I'm just wondering why. Where are the big names? Why are they not part of it? Why they're not directly, like, you know, if they are part of that, they would support it more because of that. Interesting. Also, someone linked a page, but I can't find it anymore, where they point out all the things that are wrong on this page from the argumentation, which I found really interesting. And of course, the first one that was pointed out, which I didn't see, I didn't mention that in my video, is that it's called a collage tool here. I didn't even realize that. I jumped directly from this part to the rest of the page. I didn't even read the rest of the part. Okay. Anyways, where do we have the chat here? So I'm excited about this. I hope it's real, and let's see where this is going, and what kind of clarification we can get from this, right? So yeah, that would be really interesting, and yeah, let's see. Aloha from Sweden. Okay, cool. Hi, Crumpy. How are you doing? Okay, cool. Woodland is from Texas. Something is. Here we go again. Oh yeah. Well, actually, first time from the other side of the movement, basically. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, there's certainly a lot of stuff going on here. By the way, I also find it interesting that someone said this is the design of another, like a famous news page, Wall Street Journal, I think, and then they use Stable Diffusion right in the domain name, which I thought they are not for using names of stuff without asking, and then they do it themselves. It's kind of interesting that then directly they do it themselves in the domain name, not just like here, but you know, so that's interesting. But anyways, it's probably no problem to do that, right? Especially in that case when you sue someone, right? Okay, there we go. Little sip of coffee, and then oh, I have to close this here. I think let's go here to Playground. I experimented with this a little bit more. And then I want to do a video together with Bella about like her tricks on using Playground to get better with this, to see to share some results here on how she is working with that. Oh, by the way, I want to try something. I hope my computer isn't crashing from that. Let me open up here. I have to open up Invoke for that, to be honest. And I hope my stream isn't crashing for that, because I want to compare the results. Let's go here for Invoke Bet. Let's start that. Because one thing, I don't know if you use that a lot, is to loop the output. And that can be very helpful for getting better results. Let me see the... Let's close this here. And then we want to have the live chat. And I also need to make a document so you can submit your prompts. That would be not the prompts that works. Are you using Playground now? It's free. You get 1,000 pictures a day, which is pretty amazing. Especially, and it's very easy to use. It doesn't have all of the options, but it has a lot of the options for Stable Diffusion. So yeah. Anyways, let's try this. Let's open this up here. There we go. There we already have that. And then let's see. Load more. I don't know why nothing here is loading. That's oh, now it's loading. Okay. There we go. So we have nice pictures here already. Let's maybe go in here and then let's see. Oh, I can use one of mine, because then we know that the thing is actually working. Oh, there I tried the image from today for the Did I use that image finally? I'm not quite sure. Because I did it first with Midjourney and it was a little bit too... I think I used this one because it looks more real. Yes, I think I used this one. So let's delete the other ones here. Like that. Okay, cool. And then also let me look at the chat here real quick. There we go. These people have the most to lose. The other... which people have the most to lose? I don't think anybody has much to lose in that case. Because it's always a... you can't copyright style. Yeah, that's true. It's always a progression. It's I mean, especially arts is and especially design and illustration are fields where you have to invent yourself all the time and learn new tools, and everything is changing all of the time, right? So seeds don't work on Playground, but they do have seeds. Why wouldn't they work on Playground? Okay, let's go in here. And I have a very long negative prompt here, which is actually from the ProtoGen page. And then I think a bit of it is from Bella. She sent me a bit. And then the rest of it, the long part down here, is from ProtoGen. So let's try this. And interestingly enough, Invoke doesn't have negative prompts. Of course, you can do it with the square brackets, but it still gives you very, very interesting results. So let's click here. And I hope my computer isn't crashing from that. There we go. Oh no, we have two hats. Okay, that's already not good. But the result is pretty amazing. Let's maybe make a square one to save you a little bit. Doesn't matter what it is. Invoke is for some reason getting much better results than you would get with Automatic 1111. I don't know why that is happening. Oh, I think we also have upscaling on. Okay, let's turn this off maybe for now. Or should we leave it on? Oh, this is already pretty good. But let's turn it off for now. This makes it also faster. If my... sorry, there we go. Oh, can you actually see what I'm doing? Yes. Why is my stream so delayed? Oh, this is not the live version. There we go. Okay, cool. Oh, the face looks a little bit crazy and the hands. Now what I want to do here is to go here to send this to image. Yes, please. And then we use the same prompt on the same image. And this is basically then the loop, right? Image to image strength. Let's set this here to 50%, which is going to change the image, but it should also improve the image. Not so much. So this is giving different results than Playground does, interestingly enough. Oh, now you see, this has changed, and also over here, this has also changed. Is it automatically changing? Or did I put something on here to do that? And we have variations on too, by the way. Why did this switch over here? Is Invoke automatically looping the input from image to image? Let's click again here. Oh, I have this on. I'm idiot. I'm an idiot. I know that this works because this is why I'm doing this. Okay, I'm an idiot. Okay, you can turn here the toggle on loopback, and loopback replaces the old image always with the new image. So you can see already we have some improvements here, and now we can click on this again, and you can see if it gets another improvement or not. So this actually got worse. So I think we can click here again. No, we can't. Okay, this is now. Why can't we click there? 1 second. I think we can click here and then send this to image. This is a little bit more complex than it would be on Playground, I think. Let's make this a little bit, the image strength, a little bit stronger maybe, 7.5, and click again. Oh, it changed like now she's looking over her shoulder, which isn't great. So let's go here again. Sorry, we can actually delete this one. And we can actually delete this one. And then we have to go here again. And then let's try it one more time and then we go to Playground. Ooh, okay. And you can see, let's make this a little bit bigger, that we actually get nice results here from the face. The hand, of course, doesn't work. The clothing is pretty nice, so you can see that compared to the original version, which is this here, which looks not so great. This is after a hard night of partying because of the results from the lawsuit. And this is how shiny we will look after everything has cleared and the AIs can finally do whatever they want without being ethically wrong. I think actually that they bring this argument about the ethical thing because legally scrapping is allowed and research is allowed, and I'm not. We have to see. But this ethical argument, I feel they bring it in because to change the public opinion and this in that way influence lawmakers rather than actually like having a case in law right now. Right? I can't imagine that companies come there to invest hundreds of millions but not check before if the thing that they are doing is legal or not. That kind of sounds a little bit strange, right? But we will see. Maybe they made a mistake, right? I mean, there have already been companies in the past who did things willy-nilly and then it wasn't legal and they changed them afterwards, right? Okay, anyways. Okay, wait a second. I have to go back here. And I have to copy my negative prompt. Oh, I want to show you that too. 1 second, because that is pretty important. 1 second. And also I should look at the live chat to see what people are saying. What GPU are you using? I have a 3080 Ti. Yeah, that's actually pretty good and seems to be more than enough for now, for the AIs that we have now. What else do we have here? Gonna be really interesting to see what happens when the next gen of AI models are training mainly on AI art. Yeah, right? And on the inputs that we want to provide, an artist can always like chip in and say, yes, I provide my images to that. I want to be part of that change, which I think a lot of artists will do. When will the lawsuit start? Actually, I don't know. I have only seen this article that they posted, and how real that is and where it is happening and how it's happening, I don't know. Maybe it's just like a first test balloon or something, I don't know. But if we get some results, then they set a precedent, which I don't even know if they do this in accordance with, I mean, there's not like a pope of art that they could ask, should we do that right now or not? But have they checked with the rest of the artists around the world if they also are like want to have that happen, right? The millions of artists you have out there, do they agree to the argument? Have they prepared enough material for the arguments? Have they enough experts? If they have experts in there, why is it called a collage tool in here? Why do they have such kind of like strange information also in the text in here on explaining how things work and then coming to kind of strange conclusions? I don't know. Anyways, maybe it's just to gain some publicity and then go from there. Okay, what we need to find here is a nice prompt that we can use. This one here maybe. Let's see. Oh, this is a remix. This is already from Bella. Okay, good. So she's one of the most prolific and upvoted people on this page, so check out what she's doing. This is okay, maybe this is a real prompt, we can check this out. So what I want to do first is let's go here to create and then new filters boost. Try now. Okay, we don't need that. There we go. Okay, so let's click. Oh, wait, what have you set here up? This is okay, this is okay, this should be okay. Meh. Let's just try it. Okay, so this is without a negative prompt right now. Not too shabby, not too bad. I feel like that's a pretty good result, to be honest. Maybe should we do it square so we have a better comparison to Invoke? Let's do it again, square. And you see how fast that works. I have no idea how they pay for this GPU. Okay, that's interesting, but not so great. Let's go in here. Where do we have that? Let's go back here And then we will try this prompt here. And this is again without the negative prompt yet. So this is what invoke is doing. Of course, it's going to be something completely different. Oh, it's not too bad, right? Not too bad. Okay, cool. So now what I'm going to do is to also put the negative prompt that I'm using. 1 second, let's go here again. And then, where do we have that? I think it's in here. Yes, there we go. All right, let's go here. And then we put this, we turn on the negative prompt, put this in here. You see the box extends and then generate. And let's see what we get then. Oh, okay. So is it nicer? Maybe. I mean, this is pretty good here. Let's do it again. Wait a little bit. It takes just some seconds. Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, right now I don't see much of a difference, but usually that negative prompt works pretty well. Now what we can do here is that, oh, do I have to download it here? No, I don't. I click here on action and then I set it to image. And then we can use this 30%. Yes, let's try this first. Let's see. Oh, there we go. And you can see that this, the comparison, we can actually put them next to each other. 1 second, there we go. So you can see that this has a pretty good improvement from the face. It looks more 3D and more realistic, and of course it has changed some of the other details, stuff like that. So you can probably, if you want to, you can mask it out to just improve the face here if you want to, because as you see here we have an in-painting mask where I could paint just over the face to improve these parts. And then I can, of course, if I want to loop this doesn't do auto looping. So you have to go in here and then you load this again, and then we're going to do this again. Oh, okay. That didn't quite work. That's interesting. Let's go here to 50%. I get this kind of UI problem where the UI is getting longer and longer the more I move the slider here. Let's try this again. So this didn't work. Let's delete that already. Choop. Let's see what this does. Oh, and now it's taking forever for some reason. Why is this not working today? That is very interesting. Okay. Am I doing something wrong here? Maybe, oh, we're going to randomize. This is the problem. We're going to randomize the seed. Let's delete this here. Generate again. Let me see what you're seeing. Yes, you see everything. That's good. And then I'm going to look at the chat also. 1 second. I can actually look at the chat right now. Let's see. The CKPT of Playground website is actually modified. Is it modified? Oh, no, that's a question. I don't think it's modified because they say it's just Stable Diffusion 1.5 and 2.1, right? Oh, there we go. See, now the problem is gone because if you use the same seed on top of itself, it can run into problems. It's getting overcooked. And then if you don't do that, if you set it to randomize with the same image, then you don't get that problem. And you can see it's actually improving. And here, because it's not auto looping, you can simply just click here, load the image again, and then go with that image. Or you can just use the same image and create different variations of the same image. So you can see that this is improving over time. And if you want to, you can, of course, then afterwards go into your gallery. This is what I've been doing yesterday, and just delete the things that you don't like, right? So this is why here when you have these results, like this wasn't my first roll, this was like a roll and then looping the image multiple times. And some of these, when we, for example, use this prompt, we can use this prompt. This is giving some crazy results sometimes. Let's have a look here. And then I will also create the page where you can submit your work or your profile, so we can look at that if you've used that already. Let's see, 1 second. Oh, I still have the image source. Sorry for that. Let's delete this here. Boom, there we go. Okay. Oh, I also didn't apply any kind of filter. You see, like these kind of crazy results, but even that can be used in that way. So when I now go here to image, you will see that the face here is improving. So let's do this again. So this kind of looping is actually a pretty good method. You see, now we have better faces in here. The composition is crazy and everything is crazy in here, but it still is a kind of interesting method. Let's set this a little bit higher to 50 to 50. This problem is a little bit annoying here. Let's go like this. Okay. There we go. You see, same composition as before. Let's delete this here. Same composition, but improved details for the face. And when you do this more often, then it might even more improve. Let's do this again here. Generate. And Bella is using some other methods on top of that, some other tricks. Instead of looping the image, she's doing other things. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Something happened here, some pling plong pling effect. Did someone donate something? I don't know. I've never set up my thing for donation. You can donate, but oh no, it's a new member. Hi, Lentius. I'm not even sure if you're in the live stream. Yeah, but you can do a super chat if it's as it's called here, if you want to. Anyways, high-res fix in Playground AI. Is there a high-res fix? Yeah, they have they call it differently. They have a little bit of different wording here, so they call it where is it? They have that double something fix. I can't see it right now. They have the filters here, image strength, private session, prompt guidance. For some reason I can't see it right now. Number of images. I have no idea where that is. That's so strange. They have somewhere, they have a hook that you can click on and it says to eliminate like double images. But I don't see it right now. Anyways, there was something else. Oh yeah, with the, let's go here, delete the image. And then we have the styles here. So for example, if I go here to detailed, these kind of intricate details, which this is already very intricate, of course. There we go. You get a bit of a different style. Probably not the best idea to use this here. Oh, symmetry. That sounds good. Let's try this one. And then we can also modify the prompt to get like a little bit closer. This is already pretty cool. And it has a lot of symmetry. So you can see this kind of filter works. Now we're going to send this to image. And then we're going to try this again with the image as the source. And there we go. Boom. Already a much nicer image, right? So that's pretty amazing. Let's do this again. Send it here to loop it a second time. As a kind of a little bit of a cheat to get much more impressive results with the same prompt than you would otherwise get, right? The face isn't correct here, but we can have here the face restoration, which does not save it to the gallery. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense to me, because then I can only apply it once. But you can see here now I have a beautiful face, and I can download this into the lawsuits folder. Let's do that. And then I can simply delete that, and I will upload this from here. And then I set the image strength to 100% and will render this again, which does only make sense in the sense that, oh, it didn't work. Oh no, something is wrong. So let's set this to 99%. Sometimes the 100% doesn't work. No, something went wrong again. Let's set it a little bit lower. Come on. There we go. This is a little bit changed now, but yeah. I think Bella has another trick. She does it with in-painting. But this is not too bad. Okay, anyways. There we go. Right now I'm going to create the form, which I have not created yet. So let me switch over here to the live talk view. You can see my beautiful hat. There we go. I need to color my beard a little bit again. Yeah, the guys are also faking now, right? Yeah, not just the ladies. The guys are also doing some beautification. There we go. Anyways. Let's create. Should we do it just for the playground today? Maybe that would be a good idea, right? I would say submit your playground profile, right? Submit your playground profile, so we can look at what you have created. Profile, yes, that should be good. And then link to your profile. We only need the link to the profile because there's a name in there. So, and no like adult stuff in there, no nudity. Although you can sometimes see that on Stable Diffusion, on Playground, sorry. So please don't do that. I think I have to check this time before I can actually show the link. So that's a kind of a downer, but anyways, it's not that problematic. Okay, let's go. Here is the amazing beard. I have to cut it again and then yeah, make it a little bit nicer. Okay, anyways, submit your playground profile. Okay, I think maybe I wrote profile wrong or not. I'm not quite sure. There we go. Is profile with E or without E? Anyways, we will see. So I hope you have a profile or you tried that out. If not, you should do that. I will pin the message to the top. Okay, let me switch over again to so you can see my screen. There we go. Okay, cool. Whew. In the meantime, maybe until someone submits something, we can talk a little bit more about that, or we can talk a little bit more about what you're writing in the comments here, in the chat. What are people saying? High-res fix. Oh yeah, I haven't found that yet. Can potentially have double faces. Yes, they have. Right. As you have seen here with the images that I've created, like these heads stacked on top of each other. I don't understand why this is so hard to get out of the AI, this kind of problem, but it is certainly a problem with these stacked images. When you have a higher resolution, and we can actually, let me see if I find this now. It's not here, no. Maybe I'm imagining this, or maybe this is part of Invoke. Is it part of Invoke? Face restoration, upscaling, high resolution, high-res optimization, so this is here. Oh, we can actually try the prompt. In the meantime, while people submit stuff, we can try this prompt in the square design, of course, in here. Let's see. Is this using the image still? No. Oh, okay, that doesn't look good at all. But let's try this with our loop-de-loop. Let's see what we get from this. Also, I have it on 30 steps. Maybe I should put it to 20 steps. Oh. Okay, we get some really crazy stuff here. Randomize seed, yes. Okay, let's try it again. Oh, okay. very crazy. And now we, now we go somewhere completely different. Because I have the image strength set here rather strong. Okay, well, it's all a bit crazy. Let's go here to the normal input again. So this is something completely different. If you want to have a portrait and you don't get a portrait, you can actually write at the start. This is giving very strange results. So you can see in this case, actually a negative prompt is helpful. So let's write here, close up portrait off. Okay. And then we should get a portrait. Oh, this has changed it a lot. Why is it looking so strange though? Let's go here, image to image. Let's try what we get. Aha, so this is not working so well here. I mean, sometimes it does, you've seen it before. I should maybe reduce here the strength of the image. Let's go here with 30%. So we get like smaller steps. Interesting. We can do some face restore. Well, there's no help for this abomination here. Okay. Oh, look at that. That looks really good. I like that one. Okay, let's try the trick here again. A little bit of looping. Okay. Interesting. One more. Why is it suddenly so like it's probably the prompt that is making looking this so strange. Let me go here to this one again, do some face fixing here, and then do it again, and then do it again, and then do it again. Okay, that's already better. And now we send this to image and see what we get from that. Ah, now we get somewhere. Look at that. That's already nicer. Okay, interesting. Try it again. Yeah, not too bad. A little bit creepy still, but actually interesting. Look at this. We probably need to do some another face restore here. Which the face restore is also making a little bit blurry from the look. Oh, and now the eyes are gone. Okay. That was too much face restore. Anyways, we can also, of course, in-paint it here for beautiful eyes and stuff like that. So let's see. Oh, we have already some submissions. That's pretty cool. Let's see what people are sending. There we go. So this is a lot more simplified here. And now I have to switch. Let me check the first couple of links if there's anything in there that I can't show on YouTube. Because YouTube is a little bit stricter than the rest of the world for this kind of stuff. So the first link is okay. Oh no, I did something. No, that's okay. Do the second link here. Oh, okay. Cool. Do the third link. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Next one. Okay, cool. Good stuff. Next one. Oh, okay. Architecture. Interesting. Okay, so I can show you. It's approved. There we go. So we have the first couple of links here. Actually, let me make a mark here so I know the ones that we already have. And then I can check the rest. So this is the first one here from Vindication. There we go. 31 followers. Pretty cool. Maybe some more after the stream. What I don't like, by the way, about Playground is that you have this profile linked with these kind of numbers here. Maybe they should make it a pay version or something that you can have a nicer, like just a name, or give the people from the start just a name here, the username, and maybe then a number behind that, because this is just something that is really hard to remember. It's also really long as a link. Yeah, anyways. So we have some pretty cool stuff here, some landscapes here. Very interesting. These are very nice. Look at that. Pretty beautiful. And for some reason, Playground seems to do these kind of puppeting, like 3D faces that remind me of Days 3D. If you know that software, it's a free software. It's like, do you know Poser? It's an old software, but it's for like posing characters in different kind of poses. And it has a certain look for the face. And I feel like Playground is kind of giving that kind of look. So maybe it's a modified model, right? Because you see, these faces, they have all these kind of artificial beauty, if you know what I mean, right? They don't look like normal faces. But very nice. Look at this. Very, very cool renders here. And Playground seems to be pretty good with portrait stuff. There we have a cute bunny. So this is all from Vindication. Very nice. Oh, look at this. There, maybe we have this modifier on here for the intricate details. Very cool. Right. And I mean, if you like going back to this, I really want to see how this stuff here is breaking any copyrights, because this isn't similar to any real work. This isn't breaking anything, right? You can't say, hey, there's an image that looks completely different than anything I've ever created, but still I will sue you for having an image that is an image. What? That doesn't work like that, right? I mean, you can... If that would be possible with law, then that would be the end of art, because artists could just sue each other and say, hey, you use oil paint on canvas? How dare you? This is my stuff, right? So only I can paint on canvas. It's nonsense, right? I don't know. We have to see what they say, but... little sip of coffee. There we go. Okay, anyways, really, really cool work. Wow, look at that. Ooh, samurai. There we go. Pretty cool. Very, very nice. Yeah, and I think what the people who are like fighting all of this and they're arguing, one of the interesting arguments from the community anti-AI, we have to find a better way, because they are not directly anti-AI, they are more the copyrights community, whatever, you know what I mean. So one of their arguments is, well, I don't like the AI and what is it doing, and how it is kind of killing art and taking away jobs from the art community. But if they would pay me to use my images, then I would be happy to support that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Either you think that this is killing art and taking jobs, and so you don't support it at all, or you support it. So is really the point that you're making is, you can destroy art if you want to, as long as I get paid. Don't care about the other generations after us and what they are doing. I don't care about that, if they have jobs or not. As long as I get paid for my images being used in AI, I'm happy with that. What kind of argument is that? That's mind-blowing, right? How can you say that? That's like, what? What are you talking about? Either you're against it or not against it. You can't be both, right? You can't say, like, I hate it, but if you pay me, then I love it. That's not an argument. That's kind of a very strange thing to say. Anyways, but I have heard and read that often, that is the point. They want to be paid for their images, and then what happens after that is it's none of their concern, the next generations, which personally I think this will only improve art. This will only make artists more versatile and free them from their own limitations, right? Which is one of the main important things. Oh, there we have, okay, now we have some booby stuff, so let's stay up here in the safe zone. Let's go to the next one. So here we have Marian, okay, awesome, with some geishas. The geisha, like Japanese style, is coming back with AI in a big style. It was called Japonism in the past. Like the West has always been very, very obsessed with Japanese art, Asian style, of course, but mostly Japanese art, because I think it has something that is very, how can I say, in a certain way very similar to Western style, or at least it works well. It harmonizes well with the Western style, because of the way illustration is done, from the clear lines, from the clear expressiveness, and that I think in Japanese art often a picture is showing what it's showing. You know what I mean? So you paint a landscape or something like that in Japanese art, and the landscape is a landscape. It also has some kind of cultural meaning and religious meaning and philosophical meaning in there, of course, but you can look at the landscape as a landscape, and I think that always like very much resonated with Western culture, while in other Asian depictions. Like, for example, if you think about Thai art, very different, also very nice, but it's more about the philosophy and the religion behind that, right? Yeah. And of course, all these kind of patterns with flowers and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just like very beautiful. So you can immediately adapt that, right? Yeah. Anyways, there we go. So we have here a lot of portrait styles. This looks a little bit like a painted. You can even see the canvas here. Pretty cool in the background. So very nice painting. But look up Japonism. That was a really big thing. When was that actually? 18 something? Late 1800s, I would say. I can actually look that up. Japonism. I already wrote it wrong, but of course Google knows it better than me. So let's see. There we go. Yeah, of course. Then we have the impact on Klimt and yeah, all the other artists. When was that? Oh yeah, there we go. 1858. Is a French term that refers to the popularity and influence of Japanese art and design among a number of Western European artists in the 19th century following the forced reopening of foreign trade with Japan in 1858. Oh, okay, so yeah, so kind of described as French art critic. Oh, okay, so the term is coming from a French art critic. Okay. Of the trend were likely most pronounced in the visual arts. They extended into architecture, landscaping, gardening, clothing, even the performing arts. Yeah, there's a lot to take away from that. There's a lot of very interesting stuff in there. And of course, as you can see here, like people had complete rooms that are designed in the way of Japanese rooms and then filled with all these kind of different elements, right? You can see here this kind of wooden ship and the different fabrics and all that other stuff that people collected. And at a certain point, Arabic culture also was very, very big in Western culture. People built complete rooms that looked like Arabic tea rooms and stuff like that. That was, I don't know if that had a name, by the way, but it was very, very popular too. I think it's kind of a forgotten chapter in our history that, we have been very obsessed with these patterns, of course, the designs of Arabic culture. So yeah, that was pretty big too. Anyways, there we go. Let me look at the chat real quick. I'm forgetting about the chat again. Wikipedia expired copyright. Expired copyright? What does that mean? Oh, did it say expired copyright under the image? No, I think this is referring to something else. Okay, let me have a look at the chat real quick. There we go. Shapandi is the new fad in interior design. Ooh, okay, interesting. I didn't know that. Mix of Japanese traditional interiors, a lot of use of natural wood, paper, calligraphy, infusing it with Scandinavian minimalist design. Oh, interesting. So I can only suggest everyone to read about culture, especially about other cultures, because there's a lot of stuff we don't learn in school, which is very important to learn, to understand, especially with Eastern cultures. You should read up on the history of the Arab culture, of the Indian culture, of the Chinese culture, and then Japanese cultures, things like that, to have a better understanding of what is going on with the history in the world, because a lot of that you don't learn in school. And it's very important actually to understand that, to know that. One thing I can actually very much suggest to you also doing is, what is his name again? The famous Arabic traveler, Ibn Battuta. There we go. And there's a very good book about him. I don't think I find the book right now. But that is very good because it compares the world from back then to the world today, what has changed. The Travels of, it might be this one, I'm not quite sure. No, it's not that one because it's bigger than that. I don't know yet. I don't know right now. But one of the most important things is the 1 second. Can we have maybe a map? Let's. Sorry, we do a little bit of an excursion here, historic excursion. So one of the things that's interesting here. Let me scroll out here real quick. So here we have the world map. So back in the day, Europe was pretty much cancelled, like not cancelled, but they were limited to this part. Just here, this was the Western world. Everything was in here. And then the Arabic world was everything here, this part here, so north of Africa, the Middle East here, of course. And then, or no, is it the Middle East? This zone, you know what I mean? And then over to India and closing on to China, right? And also Turkey and also part of Spain. This is why you have these mosques and things in the southern Spain, because they try to come into Europe. And then this is also where we have then this war happening between Christian culture and Muslim culture, because they, well, it's more about territory than about the religion in actual fact. But the interesting thing is, back in the day, we have been they didn't want us. So the rest of the world say, hey, these European guys, they are pretty aggressive and they are pretty like they warmongering, so let's try to keep them out from the rest of the world. And the actual big trade that was happening was between the Arabic Empire over here, all of that stuff, and India and China. This is also why you find a lot of Muslimic impact on the north of India, where all these kind of Moguls and stuff, these are not like Hindu like emperors or stuff like that. They were Muslim emperors, right? Or like how do you call that? Like rulers, right? And then they had a lot of impact also in China. So Ibn Battuta traveled from all over here, from Morocco to China back in the day, before, I think before Marco Polo did that. And he came back also. Yeah, so you have a lot of, this is also why, like down here, Indonesia, everything is, there's a lot of Muslim culture also in there. And then China had a lot of impact, India had a lot of impact too. And then only very late with the like evolution of technology in Europe like invaded the rest of the world, right? So they have been right about the warmongering of Western culture, where we just invaded, we just went everywhere, right? Because we suddenly had better guns, right? That was the only reason. This is also the reason why we couldn't go down here, because we just didn't have the technology. And they, the African cultures have been very strong with their military, right? And we could not do anything about that. Unless, like, then they had guns and then they could do it, right? So, yeah, there's a lot of culture and it's important to know that stuff. And of course, this had a lot to do with the art. This is actually why I'm saying that. Why we have this art history or like history talk right now. This has a lot to do with the influence of art and how art is mixing and how the art history is evolving. But the interesting thing, the most important thing here to learn from this, you don't hear anything about that in school. Nothing, nada. They're not going to tell you that the Western culture for most of human history was just a little thing that nobody cared about. And the most stuff was happening here in the East. Nobody will tell you in school, which is, it's mind-blowing. The only thing you ever hear when it is about India and China is that the Greek, what was it called? The Great... I forgot the name. I'm half Greek and I forgot the name. Alexander the Great went to India, right, with his army and then died because, yeah, he was a little bit too full of himself and, yeah, didn't take things as serious as they should have been. And then, yeah. And this is also why... By the way, this is also why you have Alexandria cities all over the world, also in Egypt. And this is also why Egypt is partly, a lot of Egypt is Greek culture, right? Cleopatra is Greek. She's not from there. She's a Greek emperor. So yeah, this is, there's a lot of mix there, right? Anyways, this is, you should learn about that. It's really important to understand these influences between different arts and stuff like that. Anyways, there we go. Oh, there we have Art Nouveau, which is very nice. It's nature inspired actually. So are people still watching or everybody left? After my little talk about culture here. Oh no, people are still here. That's good. I'm always happy when people don't leave after I talk about a little bit of theory and philosophy. There we go. And actually history this time. Okay. Yeah. So all of that is very interesting and very important to understand that, because we have such a Western concept of the world and how the world is like dependent on the Western mind in some way, which is not the case. For thousands of years it was not the case. It only is the case now, because now at the moment we have the technological advantage, but it's slipping over to mostly China at the moment. So yeah, interesting, right? Anyways, there we go. So yeah, there's a lot to know, and if you know that, you understand a lot more about why art looks a certain way and why it evolved a certain way, stuff like that. Anyways, there we go. Okay, yeah. So nice cars here. Sorry that I took your profile and then talked about completely different things. So lots of cars in here. Actually pretty good. Look at that. That looks actually like almost a photo of that car. Very, very nice. Really cool. Yeah. Wow. So apparently, yeah, I mean, this is Stable Diffusion, so of course it can also do these things. And I don't know, does it say here what kind of version? It just says Stable Diffusion. Which this, for example, they should change that. So you know, is it Stable Diffusion 1.5 or 2.1 to have a better idea where this is coming from. But yeah, the images are very, very nice. So thank you for submitting that profile. Really cool works. Wow, look at that with the truck here. There's also there's so much talk about culture. Look on Google. There is a why. Go to YouTube and type in why are American trucks shaped like that? Like, why do they have a snout in front? Because European trucks don't have that snout. And American trucks didn't used to have that snout either. So it's also, this is actually a legal reason why they have that. The way that the work laws are set up in America differently, and also the streets are differently in Europe. So yeah, also, and you know, some things are like so small that the time of the day you can work actually influences the complete design of your car. These small things have a huge impact in life. Anyways, there you go. So yeah, I love to suck up these little details, right, in my mind. Okay, let's go to the next profile. How much more do we have here? Oh, we have 2 more. So yeah, try out Playground. It's for free anyway, so you don't lose anything. And you get to experience some pretty interesting inspiration here and work process with this simplified UI. By the way, maybe you're wondering, why do I say simplified AI? Maybe we should look at that for a second. Where do we have? Let's go here. So I will just show you for a second. So for example, over here we have these filters, which I think they are embeddings, and you can only use one of them, and you cannot address the strength of them. While when you are here in the I don't even know if embeddings work with Invoke, but you can use them with Automatic 1111. So there you can just write the name of the embedding, and then you can give it a strength with the brackets and a value. How strong should the embedding be on that image? Maybe we should look here for a nicer image to look at in the meantime. Then also you can see this is also reduced from the samplers, but Automatic 11, maybe we should also start that. Automatic 1111 has more samplers in here. Let me open this up here real quick, Web UI. There we go. It's taking a little bit to load. And then also some other options, like for example here with the variation settings, the seed weight, this is something that is specific to Invoke, by the way, with the noise threshold, the Perlin noise that you can set here for the seed, stuff like that. This is only on Invoke. You can't do that on Automatic 1111, as far as I know. Then you, for the face restoration, you can choose between different modes of face restoration. You can choose the strength of the face restoration. You have different ways of upscaling. In Invoke, you only have one way of upscaling. You can't choose the mode. In Automatic 1111 you can. So this is a lot more complex, as you can see here. And then on Playground, this is just simplified. And you can only click like on, okay, I want to upscale, okay, I want to face restore, but I don't think there's more options in there. Let me check this real quick before I talk. Oh, we can't do that right now. Okay, let's click here on remix. Generate one again. So we see the options. 1 second. And as you have also seen on Invoke, you can do the face restoration and the upscaling at the same time as you create the image. So to save a little bit of time is also good. Wow, this looks very strange. Anyways, now here when we go for face restoration, yeah, it's just starting right away. Let's cancel this. So you can't set anything up. Not the mode, not the strength. So yeah, that's a little bit limited here. And for the upscaling, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You can't choose the method. You can't choose how much it's upscaling. So yeah, that's a little bit more limited. But for getting started, this is actually good because you're not overwhelmed by the options in here. Instead, you can just happily create and figure out the positive prompts, the negative prompts, and just play around with these options until you feel better and then, or more safe in using these. And then you can just like upgrade to something else, maybe use a Google Colab, something more complex, or use a different site that has more options. So this is actually a very, very good starting point. Okay, let's go back here and look at the works of Suhail. Suhail or Suhail? I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay, pretty cool. So here we have portraits. And again, I think like portraits are the main strength of Playground. Because it does, sorry, it does beautiful faces, as you can see. Also, like I have showed yesterday in my video, you can scroll down here, you see more of these faces, and you can also click here on original, which will bring you to the original page or where the prompt is from and the information is from. So you can see this is actually from another user, and then we have a different original here again. So this is again from a different user, and then we have another original, which is the same user in this case. So you can see that this is jumping through different generations. And yeah, but you can go through the process. You can maybe see, like for example, here things have changed. Here also things have changed. So yeah, that's really interesting. By the way, I don't remember if I told this yesterday, but when you do, oh, did I think I closed his, wait a second, reopen. Yeah, there we go. Okay, he's working right now. Okay, cool. When you do the remixing here, like in your own method, when you do your own prompts here, in between, of course, when you go here to image, you can of course change the prompt and the negative prompt to get different results. So you can also do that. You're not bound to use the same prompt. I just do it because I want to loop it. But of course you can adapt this to see if you get better results from that, right? Also, I didn't show you yesterday the slider here, which is very useful to see all of the generations you have done in the session that you're doing right now. Not just in the session, but in the session of generation, because you've seen I've done pictures before and they're not showing up right now. Okay, anyways, let's go back here. Oh, my voice is breaking up a little bit. Sorry for that. There we have a sweet doggy. Let me see here. What are we saying? Kane, hi Kane, how are you doing? Is anyone who loves pixel art has tried something? There are people who have tried pixel art, I know that. And there are some specific methods to that. Night Cafe. I know that people try this on Midjourney and on Stable Diffusion. Someone even, like we had this last stream where he made a special embedding, I think, for that. To have this pixel art, to make it more pixely. And on Midjourney, actually, pixel art works very well, if you want to have that. Midjourney for that is very simple, but at the same time, you don't have as much control because you don't have these embeddings and Dream Booth models and stuff like that. You don't create real pixel. Yeah, that's true. It's not real pixel art in that sense. Because then you have, it's a different method of saving, because every pixel is just one color, which you don't usually have, because with JPEGs you have this kind of anti-aliasing and this kind of compression, which is bleeding the colors into the surrounding pixels, so it's not one pixel, one color, it's fading into the surrounding, and that makes it not that real. But for the untrained eye, it still looks like pixel art. So yeah. One of the developers? Oh, who is one of the developers? Sue Hale is one of the developers? Really? Hail from the sky. Sue Hale. Okay, good. Eyes are working great. Maybe he's doing the same thing with the fixing, but the eyes, they have a lot of the images have a lot of very realistic eyes. So I also find that surprising on Playground, that a lot of the eyes look really good. Like with this one or the other images I have showed you before. There we have Elon Musk. Okay, there we go. Right, so pretty cool stuff. Oh, there we go. Wow, very nice. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is using the embedding for this kind of, how do they call it here? Yarn or something? No, woolly ties. This kind of embedding, and then you can make things look like they are made out of wool, which is pretty cool. And it works very well. You can see here for a city, but you can also do it for sculptures and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Ooh, oh nice. This is also nice here. Very cool. Okay. Oh, hey, it looks like me. There we go. The Olivio Kratos, and also a little bit of Santa style here with the clothing. So that's funny. Interesting. Hey, we should actually be able to upload a picture of me and then do stuff with that. Maybe. Oh, I should have. I should have done that as a sorry, I need a little bit of water. 1 second. Let me switch here to the big view and let me take some water. You can still see me. Hello. Okay, I should have put it to the being back in a second screen. Oh, there we go. Oh, I can actually, well, no. Okay. I just realized it was absolute nonsense to go to the big screen so you can see me walk around in my room. Instead of leaving it small. Why did I do that? That was pretty stupid. Anyways. Oh, look at these. Wow, they are pretty cool. Turned on storage sense. What the hell is this? Optimize storage. Okay, anyways. What time is it? Oh, we have another like 50 minutes before the router of the hotel is restarting. You're low in disk space. Yeah. Okay, I will fix it in a second. Don't get crazy here. Look at those. Okay, so they can use some improvement here for the face, but they are pretty cool. Very nice. We can actually, let me see how this turns out if we remix that. Let's see. Oh no. Okay, so this is using something else, but let me go in here for my prompt and then take the negative prompt, and that should fix a lot of that. But probably this is a fake prompt that is used on that image. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably a fake prompt. Although, oh, I closed the page. Let me see here. We should probably go a little bit faster with the so other profiles also get a chance. What was it? Was it this one? They look pretty good here. So there we have more of those. Let's click on this one. Aha. So there we have more of a prompt. So you can see you can actually kind of try to figure out the original prompt here. Let's see what we get now. Oh, and it's also the wrong ratio. Oh, that looks actually pretty good. Wow. That's pretty amazing. Oh, we have already we can actually leave the symmetry in. Where's the symmetry thing? There we go. Okay, let's try this again. Ooh, look at that. That's beautiful. And now we can turn on the columns here so you can see more. We are in the seat. This is why we got the same image twice. Let's try this again. Okay. Not so interesting. We can delete that. I like how fast the process is. Now there's a problem again. But I like how fast the progress overall is on the playground page. We can close this. So this is the next one. This is by, oh god, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Matt Lionheart, I guess. Okay, pretty cool. Also, in the meantime, let's have a look at the chat here. Playground and Invoke train models on or text inversion. I have lack of memory issues when using automatic 1111. It's they don't train their own models. It's just a web UI, so you don't have to use command lines to input everything. But it's just using the model. But I think that Invoke is doing something that they get better results. Maybe they have some automatically applied negative prompts for the image or something like that, because the results look genuinely better with Invoke than with automatic 1111. Not always, but often. Are your prompts real? Oh, he's here in the chat. Hi, thanks for joining. How are you doing? There we go. Okay. We create custom models. What is real? Ah, okay. Custom models? Is custom models possible? That you upload your own models to Playground? I didn't see that. Okay, anyways, let's have a look here. In the meantime, so we have some very nice portraits again. Look at that. Beautiful, like a painting. Very, very nice. Tribal woman. Wow. By the way, I wonder why we don't see more of that in our like culture. A lot of like the hip hopper rappers have that with the gold chains, but I mean like this kind of tribal style, right? Because we used to have that in all of the different cultures, not with the chains maybe, but this kind of tribal style is part of every culture, right? And often very, very similar, like this kind of headscarf and stuff like that is in Western culture, Eastern culture, everywhere. Everybody has done that. Which I find ironic today that we have this huge discussion about the headscarves when our culture had headscarves also not long ago, like the parents of your parents, the women also wear headscarves. It's kind of a strange discussion. Anyways, like not always, but it was very fashionable. You know what I mean? So yeah, we have some cool stuff here. Look at this. Wow. Beautiful. Alice Magic. There we go. I mean, I understand the discussion, of course. Why the discussion is there from our perspective. Beautiful. Wow. Very nice. This kind of one-eyed thing. Which also was very always fashionable, you know, like in school with the long hair over one eye, which I don't understand how people went through the day with only seeing half. But anyways. Oh, there we have. Okay. Yeah, wow, look at that. Pretty cool here with the highlights on the side of the face. A little bit of Pixar style here, I would think. Yeah, it says Pixar here. Pixar Disney style. There we go. Oh, wow. Nice chipmunk. Or squirrel. Squirrel. Does he have wheat? Oh, cannabis. Cannabis buds. There we go. A little wheat squirrel. There we go. Wheat monk. Oh, what is this? Fluffy Christmas bird, I guess? I don't know. Do you see what I'm seeing? Yes, you do. Okay, cool. Oh, and there we have the raccoon which doesn't like to be called raccoon, from Guardians of the Galaxy. His kind doesn't have a name, I think, in the complete show. Like, they make a joke about it. They call him everything from a cat to a rabbit to a raccoon, but it's never revealed what his species is called after all in the series, as far as I know. Oh, look at this. How cute. The little fluffy fox. Very, very nice. So cool. Okay. Oh, there we have Einstein. Wow. Okay. Surrounded by magical ideas, maybe infused with a little bit of pot. This looks like a bong up here. Okay, pretty cool. Oh, and there we have the magical castle. Very, very nice. Okay, cool. Let's go here real quick. Oh, this is... Okay, this is going completely off the rails here now. Maybe I shouldn't delete and create at the same time. Maybe this is confusing the page, because right now it's taking a lot longer. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Very, very cool. Actually, let me take this here to image and see what we get from that. I think it has... Oh, okay. Changed quite a bit. Make the strength a little bit higher here, 75. Let's see. A 15-year-old princess didn't even see that. Well, at least it's not... yeah. Oh, looky here. This is pretty good. Let's try this again. Load it down here. So you can see how the face is actually, with the looping, the face and the details are improving. Which is also interesting for these details of the ornaments in her clothing. I will show you in a second. One moment. Can we link here? No, we can't. Okay. Oh, it's now we have a... Oh, it's overloaded. Yeah, the server is overloaded right now. Okay, okay. But what you can see here is when you compare these two images, the face has changed a little bit, has maybe improved a little bit. But when you look here at these ornaments down here and down here, on the right image, the ornaments look more flat, and on the left image, they look more detailed, right? I would say so. Let's go here. 1 second. Profile. There. So we have this. Can we make it even bigger? No. Maybe here. Ah, okay. We can do it like this. 1 second. So there we go. See? When you look at the details down here, these look a little bit more flat and more like drawn. And this looks also for the face, and also look at the details down here. It's more crisp, it looks more 3D, it has a little bit more, the material even looks a little bit more like the material. And then also for the face here is beautiful, but it looks painted and flat from the contrast from the 3D shapes. And here it has a little bit more dimension, I feel like, right? So that's interesting. And sometimes you get really cool results, and sometimes you have to try a little bit more with the... Like, just go not into the loop, but where do I have that? Not loading the new image, but like rendering this image multiple times. We can try again here. Let's see. This is actually from the second image. Let's wait a second for that. How much more time do we have? I have to go a little bit faster through the profile. Sorry, I was talking so much. Okay, it's not working. Let's go. No, it overloaded. Okay. Let's go to the next profile here. So here we have these kind of sci-fi, and they look very much Stable Diffusion-like. So maybe this can also improve with looping. We can't try it right now, but maybe this would also get like more 3D-ish and more realistic with looping. So that would be interesting to check that out. But they are this more classic Stable Diffusion kind of look, Stable Diffusion 1.5 kind of look, where the architecture is nice, but it's lacking this kind of precision of actually being perspectively correct, and also the realism of the details often, because you can see this is a little bit hazy and desaturated, which you often get with these kind of scenes. So overall, they more look like a drawing that's a little bit off, rather than a rendering of a city. Which I'm not saying that about the artist here, the who is it called? Xenobiox, but about Stable Diffusion from the model. This is actually, this looks better. You see here, the perspective is mostly correct. So that's better. And because of that, already it looks a lot more realistic. Also here, the reflections in the glass are better. And it's a bit more high contrast. So it just looks more real. We have some other stuff. Oh, this looks actually very good here. Very nice. So it can be very good. Look at this here. That looks very good. Look at the reflection. The perspective is nicer. Although the shapes are very strange, but you can still see that the perspective is better in this picture than we have seen before in the other picture. And it looks more like a photo. Oh, this one is very good. Yeah. So with these kind of reflections, this is also something with Stable Diffusion is pretty good. And these kind of hard surface things, depending on the prompt, of course, right? And on the random method. So very, very nice. Should we go to the next profile? How much more time do we have? Maybe 20 minutes. Okay, let's go to the next profile here. Is this a profile? Oh, that's the same person. Okay, this means, did I miss something? Were there 5 people that have checked so far? Okay, I have to switch here real quick so I can check the other links. Give me a second so we are not surprised by any stuff. Oh, this is from Vinci, which I have kind of shown yesterday, but I can show it again because he's very, very good. This is also okay. Very, very nice works here. And, oh, there we have, well, I think we can show that. Oh, there's a little bit more of like, oh, okay, so we can only show the upper couple of images here with this profile. There's a little bit more nudity going on. Okay, let's go here and we start with this one. So there we have Vinci. He helped me yesterday to understand that together with Bella. We can actually also look at Bella's profile. Which, wait a second, I have to look that up 1 second. Just to be fair here. 1 second. I actually have to find my own video for the link. Where is it? Oh no, this is the other video. Man, I do so many videos, it's really crazy. There we go. Okay, cool. And they often work together, so it's also makes sense to show them together. Let's start with Vinci first. Let me switch over here again. There we go. Okay, cool. And they, both of them, have really, really good grasp on how to work. And they do it only with Stable Diffusion, only with Playground, and get these amazing results here that are very realistic and 3D and detailed and have this kind of depth in here also. You see, this looks not as flat as most of the pictures you get out of Stable Diffusion. This looks very like an actual 3D rendering, so that's very, very impressive. And this is, as far as I have, Bella has told me, it's not based on any kind of 3D model input or anything else. It is just using creative prompting and stuff like that. This is, these are fake prompts here. This is why it says it will not reproduce the same result, so to not give away the method. But yeah, you can see very, very, very nice results here. Very beautiful results. But it always has this kind of artificial beauty kind of face, which Playground for some reason tends to do that. But it's still very, very nice. And also the eye quality is amazing. I think a lot of in-painted has been used here to create this quality of realistic and shiny eyes that are like translucent and like just like a beautiful eye would look like. Very, very nice details. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that video together with Bella. To look a little bit more into her process at the bigger steps. Of course, not the intricate details, the secrets, but a little bit about the process of how to, the workflow, let's call it like that, the workflow. Right. So this is Vinci right now. Look at that. Wow. Very, very nice. And looks like 3D renderings. It's so great from the details. Look at the quality of the hair here and everything. Very, very realistic looking. So that's pretty amazing. Wow, look at this one here. That's really great. Look at that, like from the how do you call that? The jewelry, the details on here, and how realistic that is. Very, very nice. Okay, let's also show Bella. There's also like the very high quality from the details, all these kind of reflections here and the surface. Very cool. Background, the composition is also very nice. So she has some tricks for her composition. And by the way, you can also see here that she has signed the work. So these have been re-uploaded. These are fake prompts again. To show just the best works in her gallery, which is okay, of course, why not? There we go. So very, very nice works. Wow, look at the flowers and the bokeh here in the background, really cool. And I really have to ask her how she's doing that hair, where you see every single hair and it's so detailed and high resolution. That is pretty amazing. Probably also using upscaling. So this is one of her most amazing works here, with the reflections here in the hair. Pretty impressive how that is done. This is maybe with the symmetry mod or filter, as they call it here. Oh, wow, nice details. Nice, actually, like gold look. Gold is kind of hard to reproduce, but AI seems to have a knack for that, because gold is not a color. Gold is the way of how the surface is reflecting in different colors at the same time, different shades of this kind of yellow and metallic and stuff like that. So yeah, interesting, very interesting. Pretty cool. And she's specializing on portraits, as you can see here, these very like beautified portraits. There we have a little bit of dogs also, but mostly portraits. Very cool. And you can also see like how this is evolving over time, how it's getting better and better with the accuracy, with the details, with the anatomy. So yeah, pretty impressive. Okay, and these are two of the most active and high quality users on the platform, Bella and Vinci. So if you want to follow them, you should. I've linked it under my video for Playground. And when you go here, you will also find them often here in these in the Rising gallery. So when you go over these names here, you can see a Bella picture here. This is also Bella. Yeah, so they are easy to find because they are very prolific on that page and create very high quality results. Okay, let's go to the other profile here. We have another 10 minutes. Wow, we have to rush a little bit, sorry. I talked too much about history today. There you go. Wow, these are also very nice. Lots of portraits in here. Pretty cool. Interesting styles, more like a painting style in here. Interesting. Wow. Maria. Okay. Oh, and here we have something completely different. We have a cottage here, but also very good. Very nice. Really like that. The colors, the warmth, the composition, really good. Wow. Oh, look at this one. We have a different style here. This looks a little bit like it's made out of plastic or something, like a little model. So that's also pretty cool. Love the details. I don't know what this is, but it's kind of fun to add these things that are a little bit strange, but have a little bit, add kind of story where you can wonder what could that be. Oh, there we have Batman. Oh, and we have the Flash also. This one is pretty good from the composition and from the body, how do I say, the posing of the body. Very nice. Very cool. The Batmobile. And some other stuff here. Oh, nice portraits. Pretty cool with a dragon, which didn't quite work out, but it's good. A good attempt. And like Bella and Vinci, they spend a lot of time, for example, also on prompting and getting the details right, stuff like that. So it takes a lot of time if you want to improve that to actually have a dragon here. That's like a long process to go through all these iterations and prompt adjustments and looping the image and stuff like that. Okay, anyways, let's go on to the next one. Here I can only show the upper rows because then below that you can see already it's getting a little bit more nudie stuff. But here, for example, we have the Woolies, Woolly Ties mod. And you can see how well that works on portraits. Pretty cool effect, actually. I hope they add more over time for these filters, and also a weight for the filters would be really great, and to be able to use multiple at the same time. For example, wool eyes and symmetry would work good together, stuff like that. Anyways, wow, this is very good here, very realistic. Look from the skin, pretty nice. You have the surface is has a certain texture, and the texture reflects the light differently. This is why we have this kind of grainy look on the skin, and this makes it more photorealistic from the look. So yeah, very, very good. And Midjourney had a lot of time. I don't even know if it's good now. To get an actual texture, skin texture on the skin was a big problem for Midjourney for a long time. Maybe it's fixed now. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. Yeah, another very nice realistic portrait. Look at the eyes. This is like Playground does really good eyes. That's very surprising. Not right on. You have seen in my renders, it doesn't it right away, but you can get there. That's the most important part. Yeah, and then yeah, the lady's getting a little bit less close, so I don't want to scroll down there so the video doesn't get removed. Okay, anyways, let me open this up here real quick, and then we go to the chat. And yeah, we're almost done here. From the time, sorry, the router is restarting. Actually, we have half an hour almost, but I don't want to risk it. Andrea says, I'm not tech savvy and I'm very backwards about AI and computers in general. Okay, is there a question also, or is that just a statement? You can always get tech savvy. Don't worry about that. You can like just watch some YouTube videos on that kind of stuff. If you want to get more tech savvy, that's an easy thing to do. And most of the technology is like is very easy to learn, right? It looks scary for people who are not tech savvy if you try to figure out how things work, but most of technology, especially with computers, is built in the same way. Everything works the same way. No matter if it's like Word or Photoshop or a browser, they all have the menu in a certain place, the buttons in a certain place, because of course people need to use it every day, so the interface has to be programmed in a way that you recognize it in between the different tools, right? So it's actually easy to get in there once you understand the basics, right? So start with the basics and then let's just go from there. The skin texture is great on Midjourney. Okay, awesome. Right. They have improved a lot. The only thing they need to do is open up, at least at an API, so we can like use it in different software and stuff. Where can I find text to 3D? They don't have that yet. There is one called Point E, but it is only a point cloud and it's not working very well yet. NVIDIA is researching that. They have very, very successful results from that. Actually, maybe we can look something up like that. NVIDIA text to 3D AI. Let's see. Yeah, so NVIDIA does research where you get like really high detailed models, stuff like that, from that process. But this is not yet publicly available. I think this might be pointy. This kind of, yeah, you see here these kind of point clouds here, which is different from how you would usually do 3D. But yeah, they're working on that. And like I said, like these companies like NVIDIA and Google and Adobe, they have done this research, 3D research, AI research for years now, right? So they are not catching up. They're actually in front of everything, but they don't publish it publicly because, well, they just want to develop these techniques. And they also often have a different focus for their development of the AI, because I think a lot of what NVIDIA especially is doing is not so much doing it so you can create funny images with that, but mostly about the process of using AI in for example, 3D rendering for video games, decoding of videos for live chat, stuff like that, where the image can be sampled down and then sampled up again with the help of AI, or where you can have a low resolution video from yourself. So the AI model, let me actually switch over to the big screen here. So one of the things that I'm working on is that you train the AI on your own face, and then when you have a live stream with another person, the camera only needs to pick up the basic shape and movement of your face and of the mimicry that's going on in your face. Not mimicry, the mimic. Anyways, and then the AI on the other side is rendering a high resolution image of yourself. So you don't need to have the bandwidth, but still you have a really good quality video. So things that we only know from sci-fi videos or like from movies where people talk to each other over the phone or stuff like that, and they have super high resolution video at the same time, which is technically not possible with the bandwidth, but with AI you can do that, right? AI can do a lot of trickery. And then also like the image processing for cars, for surveillance, for advertisement. There's a lot of usages of image, AI image generation, AI image processing, filtering, effects, stuff like that, right? The thing that we are doing right now with the prompts is the artistic use, and that's certainly interesting. But that's only interesting for people who are in the artist area, right? Which is a huge industry, of course. But a big part of that also is the automation of that process, especially for video games, for movies, for advertisements, stuff like that. For example, think about you have an AI that is used on Amazon or another page like Etsy, and you can just see yourself in the clothing that you want to order. How well does it fit? How does it look? You can project yourself into the room that you're standing in, that you're sitting in, and just see the clothing on you. That's huge, right? For products, for shoes, for any kind of thing, for shirts and stuff like that. And yeah, a lot of the stuff has also to do with generating high quality, high resolution content from low quality, low resolution content, or from lower dimension content, which means only the data points instead of the actual picture. So yeah, it's a lot of the things that are happening in the future with images is where the images are created when you need them and how you need them, rather than having them pre-created as images, which is also interesting for the artistic process, because the artistic output we have so far is finished when they leave the hands of the artist, and that's very limiting, of course, for art, and it's also limiting for the receiver of the art, for the consumer of the art, right? So to have art that stays interactive and actually adapts to you is a completely new form on how to do art, how to be creative, what the creative process is, and that it actually is a creative process. Because right now the creative process is the artist doing the artwork, but maybe that is not what art is, right? Maybe the creative process is the interaction with the artwork afterwards, not the process of creating the artwork. Why are we so focused on the creation process, right? When it can be anything else but the creation process. And then another thing, like, I would actually like to do more talks about that. I'm not, like, writing is a bit cumbersome, but like maybe I started with the podcast or stuff like that. One thing I thought about today that is also interesting for the artistic mind is with AI, you can have this kind of, I would call it omnipresence, right? So this kind of concept that in the past we only had like for God figures and stuff like that, where you are everywhere at the same time and doing everything, right? At the same time. And AI can do that. We can't do that, but AI can do that. And what it means is that you have the work, that the thing that you create has a overall presence. It can happen at the same time everywhere in different ways. And you can also, with the input that you can have from what AI can give you, the different styles you can have, the different epochs, the different subjects you can work with, you have an omnipresence in the way of artistic exploration of the methods, the styles, all these kind of things that we don't have in the past, right? So right now you're limited. You are a 3D artist, or you're a sketch artist, or you are whatever, a kind of artist. And that's it. You're trained on that, and this is your limitation. You're good at that, and it takes a lifetime to learn that, or at least, like, let's say 10 years to get really good at that. Right now, it doesn't take any time to get good at that. You just wake up and think, hey, today I want to do something that looks like an oil painting, and tomorrow I want to do something that looks like a 3D art. And this is freeing up the space and the possibilities of the artist, right? So the limitations, the way we think about right now, is so not primitive is maybe the wrong way. It's limited, let's say. It's limited to our ability, but our ability, our brain, our ability to learn is very slow, and is very limited. I don't find a better word right now. So to have the help of a omnipresent technology that can just put us in any kind of skill level, right, and any kind of expression level, any kind of cultural context is much more interesting artistically, right? And of course also, like, for example, think about if you have a video game, or if you have some kind of design, why should it be limited to the culture that it comes from? Why can't it be a design where you create something and then another person's looking at it, but it is attuned to their like taste, to their culture, to their background? Because these little details are very, very important for not just for the what. Now I lost the train of my thought. I mean, one thing that they are certainly very valuable for is the richness of culture. And this is something we see decline at the moment. And this is actually where artists should fight for the AI, because right now what we have is we have an overwhelming influence of Western style most of the time that is just like being a cultural tsunami over all of the other cultures, because the reason for that is the industrial production, the mass production of the object does not allow for adaptation of the style. So you will see that when you go to other countries, for example, right now I'm in Thailand, you have here what is called like Balenciaga and Adidas and Nike and Dior and Louis Vuitton and stuff like that. The exact same shit, the exact same stuff. It's not adapted. It's not changed in any way to fit the culture here. It's just like, here you go. If you want to have Nike, you're going to buy Nike, as we do it in New York, in Tokyo, in anywhere on the world, right? There's no adaptation at all for that. And AI can do that, right? AI can say, okay, here's the new design of the new sneaker, but we do it, this is the American style, this is the Japanese style, this is the German style, this is the whatever style, the Egypt style, whatever, so that cultures actually can speak in their own cultural expression. I think that's a very big part that is important for what art can be, what culture can be, right? And this kind of thing that we have right now in art, that everything is like overwhelmed, everything is Pixar and Disney and these big studios, and their style is the main speaking style and just killing all of other styles. AI can go against that and bring back individual styles and this kind of subculture and things like that. So that could be a very, very important use of that with the way we use AI right now, right? For the artistic expression, things like that. Okay. Anyways. Sorry for the like a little bit of monologue at the end is always good. There we go. I didn't look at the chat, by the way. Maybe we can do that. We have a little bit more time, maybe 5 minutes. Something Andy Warhol would do as well. I'm not sure if this is reacting to what I say or not, but yeah. So I think, yeah, AI is going to be really important and very, very expressive. And I can't wait for seeing also more like this interactive stuff that I was talking about right now, but also the overall expressiveness, right? So by the way, you should also look into what other people are doing, also maybe in specialized AI groups, stuff like that, because what you mainly see on pages on these galleries, like the main, the community stream of Midjourney and the playground stream and stuff like that, is that you see the same styles and the same artistic concepts over and over again, because they are just popular and they are like visually interesting and people are drawn to that. But in the communities, in these kind of subcultures of the AI art communities, there's a lot of stuff going on that is very different and very artistic, very expressive, has a lot of style in there and ideas and concepts and cultural backgrounds that are really interesting. And if you come from like everybody comes from a different culture, of course, but I would highly encourage you and invite you to train the AI on your style, of your culture, of your subculture, of the region, of your tribal culture, whatever you are based on, and do work with that and see how can I explore this and maybe bring it to the next level or bring it back, right? For example, you have some kind of tribal culture that nobody knows out there. For example, in north of Thailand, there are these mountain and woodland tribes, and they have beautiful styles. To train an AI on that and maybe turn that into modern fashion or something like that, and work with that. If you come from that region, that could be really interesting in opening the eyes and the possibilities of the public to these kind of styles, right? So that could be really interesting. Anyways, that's it for today. We had a lot of stuff to talk about. Check out Playground. I will link that in the chat real quick. Like I said, we get 1,000 pictures per day to play around with that. So do that. It's free. Worst case, you learned something. Best case, you fall in love with AI art. And it's even if you're not tech savvy, it's very simple to use. Okay, anyways, there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Let me find the music, which, by the way, I have created this music that you're hearing right now in a second. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and see you soon. Bye.